Yes, I'm here, back for a new season. I know the new season ain't start yet, but I, like I said, man, I'm just gonna get into it because I got something to say. You know what I mean? I've been had stuff to say, but I'm just glad I waited till today. So after today, why am I so excited? Juice Landry, straight up. Um, Juice Landry had made a tweet, post, whatever, linked up with Cleveland Browns, so I seen it, and it's so crazy, like that we even having this conversation. To be honest, like, all right, I know I had my says on what I wanted to say about Juice, and like, you know, me worried about his career or me worried about us making a commitment on Baker. What does that do to his, what does that do to his legacy? And you know, essentially, I mean, we know the numbers, we see the numbers, and he was hurt too. And this is the whole story that came out on Juice. Is basically what they said, or what's reported, is that he said he wants to stay in Cleveland, and but he understands that if he goes somewhere else, that he going somewhere else. First and foremost, what I said in previous video, just in case y'all don't want to watch him and watch. Basically, what I said was that I understand where there could be concern as far as like the 15 mil or whatever. This is what actually I don't remember what I all said, but I know that's what it was the rumbling about. And then they was also saying just as far as the production ain't there, and just the chemistry and with O leaving and things like that, just is things hurting. And for me, like I said, what I was just more so worried about was that, like I said, the numbers was a worry about me because I think Jarvis is an outstanding player. He bodies he embodies what the Cleveland Browns is. He got us where we at. He was the juice. You know what I mean? He set the standard, and yeah, he's been hurt. But nonetheless, when he's out there, you see nobody that just you don't see nothing but somebody that plays hard. Every single rep, every single snap, he plays hard. You know, um, and even despite the injuries, it was just like, I mean, all the touchdown runs. If you go back and look at the big runs that he had, hard runs. You know what I'm saying? Just the juice was what we need. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, because I know he could be great, and like I said, I'm buying in on Baker. I'm all in. I mean, fuck what everybody else say. I know they like mad. They want us to find a new quarterback and all this other shit. But that was never my intentions. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest and to be fair, like I get it. Not everybody gonna be Patrick Mahomes, but he's throwing in inclement weather. I mean, but we just gotta keep him on the same path. I mean, Roethlisberger played in cold weather too. We see Joe. I mean, everybody's going through it. Lamar, everybody. But I think that, to compare him to most of these dome quarterbacks, I mean, besides the exception of Patrick Mahomes and Tom fucking Brady, but that's to be seen. Like, he inherited a bad franchise. But nonetheless, the numbers is the numbers when you hear. It's crazy that Freddie Kitchen's system had better numbers, but they ran that air raid, and I forgot that damn offensive coordinator's name, the one he had the real raspy voice, but I wonder if he's doing all right. Anyway, not in like a bad way or just trying to be a troll, but I'm just saying like, because that was a pretty good passing offense. It was just the decision making and it's just like the unpreparedness, and it was just a lot going on. It looked it like, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? We don't know. We did go to the playoffs with Kev, so it's like I'm going too far. I'm really trying to talk about Juice. So yeah, that's what I meant to say is that like with Juice, okay, it's I mean flat out like okay with Juice, I just wanted him to look good. I was feeling worried and I was feeling like he was looking bad on our team, and I didn't want that for him. I didn't. I don't. I think more of him than that. So that was my reasoning, as far as that. But overall, the fact of the matter is that after that tweet, he said that he wants to be here, and then it's like, damn right. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to stick by him. He straight up said it on Front Street that he wants to be here. And honestly, like yeah, or if you want to compare between him and O, like Odell said the same thing. And what's different? But the difference is that like Odell was like subtly trying to get his way out of here. I mean, the ass smack on the fucking police officer, and just the other headlines and stuff like that. That was just kind of like, it was like teeter totter. Like, do we really want to deal with this? Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but the talent's pretty good, so let's stick around. Juice, you never got any of that. Now, in regards to the other concern about him making 15 or 16 million or whatever like that, and he needs to take a restructured contract, like, no, fuck no. Like, the Cleveland Browns should never do that. First and foremost, like, if you want to be a top notch, um, you know, franchise, like you gotta honor your deals. Like, I mean, yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, like that's a lot of money. But to be honest, to be honest, Juice held it down through all the fucking fuckery that was going on through last year. He held it down. How did he hold it down? Would you say true? All right. Well, this is how I feel as the real and sensitive Browns fan, aka True. Um, I feel that he held it down because out of that 3 million that we got out of Odell, you might as well count that to Juice. That's the 3 million y'all saved. That's Juice's money. So if any contract renegotiate, no, fuck that. Y'all got y'all 3 million because for real, I'm sure it was some shit that O was putting it in Juice's ear and Juice was holding it down and really ain't say a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if he did, it would be out. Now, if you go out here and you trying to go and restructure his contract, there may be some airing out that may go on about what was going on. Not saying that he'd be like that, but I'm just saying like that's the type of shit where it's like you can get some fucking shit started for real. Especially if you call him out, oh, well, we gonna give you a contract, like, and he ain't do nothing to deserve a contract negotiation. And like that's the kind of like that's how I feel like our season went anyway. Is the bad karma for with Sheldon Richardson because we try to cut him and do all that other shit. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like the D tackles that we signed in, like between all of them, Ryan Day, Malik McDowell and Malik Jackson and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they kind of, I mean, they did well. They really did good. I'm not gonna say they did good, but nonetheless, I mean, besides all of that, but like I said, it's just about like the karma. I don't want to use that word, but I guess like the good and the bad or whatever. I get it, it's all business and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's like you still got to like, what I'm saying? You still gotta honor shit. You can't just be sitting here and take a pay cut, take a pay cut, take a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? Like what they signed up for, what they fucking signed up for. That's what organization we is. And we only giving out contracts to people that we feel like, yeah, it wasn't you that gave, yeah, AB, it wasn't you that fucking gave the contract. But it's like it ain't like we don't got money. So like why is everybody penny pinching all of a sudden? Like we like one of the best. I mean, we in one of the best positions as far as like the team that we are and the team that we in and much money we got. Like we in the fucking best position. So like, I mean, I know it's not us. I know it's not the Cleveland Browns that's saying any of this. Like really, it's really just like the reporters and stuff. And I mean, I don't know how they come up with this stuff. I mean, they say they got sources and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like really like what are we talking about? Obviously with the money stuff. So it's like, all right, when it come down to money, that's definitely not a fucking reason to get rid of Juice. First and foremost. So that's where I'm coming from is that he held it down. If you try to do some full shit like that, we're trying to renegotiate his contract and do all this other bullshit, like, nah, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even want to say cut him either because, like I said, he said that he wants to be here. Now, if he says something else, if he goes to us publicly and be like, you know, um, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in Cleveland no more or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then, but let that be that. But as far as like everything else goes, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like he's here, he held it down, you know what I'm saying? And as far as like my plan, what I got as far as the draft, I need him to be here anyway. I need him to be a good mentor and start, bringing that hard knock shit. Now, like he's been hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's a lot of words to back up, you know what I'm saying? Because he actually was hurt. And then when the rookies did that fucking parody or whatever like that, where he was like with a broken leg and shit like that, and they like fell. So like, I mean, but I mean, I don't think like he lost the locker room or anything like that. Like, I definitely can't see, you know what I'm saying, that being Juice or anything like that, where it's like, oh well, he don't got respect. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, for what I feel like I need him for in the future, as far as like I'm drafting receivers in the draft, like flat out. So I need him to be there for that because he's gonna be a good slot man. No, he's not gonna be the X, but like you can't stop him in the slot. Like he's just too shifty, he's too crafty, he's too, you know what I'm saying? And him and Baker, like, if you want Baker to succeed, why not give him the dude that he's had some of the best success with, you know, besides Michigan. But other than that, and Higgy. So, yeah, I mean, avoid yourself the heartache and pain of being a fucking laughing stock of the NFL and don't do shit with Jarvis's contract. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to resign time, if he wants to leave, he wants to leave. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like we gonna lowball him off or anything like that. But you know what I mean? This is really dependent on Baker and depending on what he want to do too. It's his life. So it's like if he wants to go, same thing we did with O. You know what I mean? Like we gotta get what we try to get. Hopefully he say something right now. But I don't see him being the same type of person. That's a light skinned thing, you know, being passive aggressive and shit like that, and Juice is darker. So, you know, and I know that's fucking silly, but hey, it is what it is, man. If you want to know, then you want to know. We can talk about it. But yeah, that passive aggressive shit, I don't see that out of Juice. You know what I'm saying? Juice is just, he just there to ball, and it seems, from what it sound like, it don't fucking matter who his quarterback is. If he's ready to go, he's out there to go. He's a warrior. And that's why we need to fucking keep him. And I got nothing else to say on that one. All right, moving on. So about Hollywood Higgins, I don't know what's going on with Higgy. Like, what's up? Why are we? Why does he keep going through like phases where he's in and he's out? Like, I don't know if he's hurt. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Um, you know, he had some drops, but like, I mean, who don't? Like, he honestly remind me of T Higgins, like of the Cincinnati Bengals. It's like reliable when he's on. Like when he's on, but just expect some drops. You know what I'm saying? But like as far as like Higgy, it's like we haven't seen him enough to even have enough of, like, I'm sure he don't got as many drops as T Higgins. So it's like, because he ain't been having enough rest. Now, I mean, if he had more rest than what I think, and he's just not getting open, and that's a whole nother thing. But usually he's pretty fucking reliable. So it's like you gotta resign him. Period. Like he is Cleveland, you know. So, but if he does get money somewhere else, I mean that's fine. But you gotta resign him. I don't know how much, but I'm not that. That's AB's job, so he figured that out. All right. Another one that I'm kind of talking about. I don't think this person is a free agent, and they definitely not associated with us. But there is somebody around my neck of the woods that grew up around my neck of the woods. Go by the name of Jason Moore. Currently is on the practice squad, I believe, with the Chargers. Had some games with them. Go sign him. He grew up in Oberlin, Ohio, and from Ohio. You already know how I feel about that. Played in cold weather. Know what it's like. Yeah, he might be a little bit of salty because, I mean, you're in fucking LA and then you coming home to Cleveland. Like, I mean, for me, like I said, I don't even fuck with the cold, but I live here. Ain't nothing I can do about it. One day I might get out, but we'll see. It's a process. Trust the process. But as far as everything else, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure like we will be excited. It'd be like a Kareem Hunt thing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, you got like hometown kids, you know what I'm saying? That's right around the block. Like, it would have been like if we would have drafted Travis Kelsey. Like, we needed to do that. But, I mean, hey, you know, we didn't have the personnel. We didn't have the people that understood us. So it's like, all right, you know, but now we do. I feel like AB, I even feel like P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying? And the owners of that matter, you know, really as really care about what we think. I mean, even then he showed. I mean, if you took um, advice from a bum in Cleveland and tell you to draft Johnny Manziel, I mean, like you really value like what the city want, but at the same time, it's like just find the right ones because people say shit just out of emotion, and then that's like we can't be that. We got to finally set the standard as a franchise, as an organization that we believe in our guys, especially the ones that's homegrown. I mean, obviously Juice isn't homegrown, you know, but Hollywood is, you know, Jason Moore Jr., like I said, for Chargers. I mean, like I said, he knows what it's like. I don't know if he's a Brown fan, though, but I would assume so. I mean, That's the biggest question. You gotta ask them. What were you a fan growing up? You know, get like a spy. You know, they don't want to like, hey, we're the Browns. What was your favorite team when you were growing up? And then he was like, yeah, the Browns. It was like too easy. Nah, real pop quiz this time. All right, and then moving on, talking about JV or JD, or is it JV? I think they call him JD Clowney. Um, yeah, man. I say sign him, but like my whole thing is that like the history is the history, but but I can't just sit up here and say that. But I kind of can. All right, so this is what I'm feeling straight up. Honestly, I don't like. I feel like you give him a pretty good ass contract, but like not all of it guaranteed. I would say like maybe 50, a little bit over 50, just to say like out of good faith. But overall, like I feel like this. Um, I feel as if you make most of it more like out of that 50 or whatever, like maybe 35, 45% of it, performance based, playing in the game and this, that, and the third. But then also leave just out of generosity, maybe 15 to 20% injury, like injury, like if you do get hurt, what I'm saying? Obviously, all those incentives that you could have made, like I said 20%, 50%, so no. So I don't know. You might not do. I mean, guarantee money. It depends on how big the contract is. If the contract's pretty big, I would say less guaranteed. But if it's like kind of small, like I would say more of it guaranteed. But mostly, you ain't get most of that stuff until it's like performance based. So like 15, like I said. All right, if it's smaller than 20% is like if you do just get hurt here, you know what I'm saying. So then that like 30 left, 30% of of it. Now I'll say scale it back, not 50%, but maybe more like 45. And then everything else is like 50, 30, 30, 50, 50 guaranteed, 30%. Yeah, 50, 30 is fine. And then like 20. Yeah, 20 injury base, 50 guaranteed, 30% of it being performance based. And then, or work around that. That could be the template, I think. But yeah, that's it as far as JD. I hope you're not offended by that. I mean, I can understand, but he about the money anyway. So it's like, he about to go anyway. Like, even if our check is like, and he might get like someone with better weather or something like that, he might just dip. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was just doing that for negotiation power. I mean, he could have did that for just negotiation because you got to keep your options open. Like that's, what I'm saying, very wise. But I feel like we showed him a lot of love. He showed us a lot of love too. And that was what I was saying. Like I kind of iffy on it because I did see him at the end of the season, like really get out there to finish the season out strong. You know what I'm saying? Despite of us not having anything to play for, and that's the reason why I want to at least give him like 50% guaranteed. Really, I want to try to make sure he looks good. So I don't know, or get what you know what I'm saying, get a good amount of change. You know what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to overpay because it's like it's so much of a risk. Just like I said, it's just a very big risk for me. We already tried to give him a big contract before, and it's like he turned it down. So, you know what I mean? You miss your opportunities at that point. But at the same sense, like I said, he did hold it down. I mean, he played out. He played out the rest of the season. But like I said, could have been because that's his last contract. Is that the reason why we see him give it his all? I don't know. You know what I mean? Or was it because he was really selling out for the team? I don't know. Like you said, he's in it for himself, and you go where the money's at. So it's kind of like, yeah. Same thing. Well, not same thing, but Ronnie Harrison. I feel like we gotta sign him. I don't know what it's gonna cost, but I'm sure it's not gonna be that much. Same thing with the Chief. We gotta re-sign him. I mean, obviously he's not gonna be like top 10 paid, but you know, you gotta keep him. Another thing is what's getting on my nerves a little bit is that people have been like throwing Kareem's Hunt name out there like we about to get rid of him because we got D'Ernest. Now, don't get me wrong, like D'Ernest, like yeah, I feel like we should resign him too. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, like we happy for him if he does get the bag though. Like if he get the bag somewhere else, like I ain't gonna be mad. But at the same time, it's like get rid of Kareem for Dearness, like don't get me wrong, Dearness is a dog. Like them cuts that he be doing and stuff like that, like he got a lot better than when he first when I first started seeing him. You know what I'm saying? To where he's at now. To like I feel like he, Mayway could be easily a number one on somebody else's team. You know what I'm saying? If not a number one, but definitely a number two. You know what I mean? And he could probably carry, you know what I'm saying, a load if he wanted. You know what I mean? If it called for it. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Obviously, you got a good offensive line, but like I said, the cut on a dime stuff, it's like some of that stuff you can't coach, you can't teach. It's just, I mean, maybe you could coach it a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. But most of that is just like God given, like he just nice like that. So, but with Kareem, come on, man, like get the fuck out of here. Like, how you gonna get rid of Kareem? He's from here, straight up. And even if like, oh, you want to say, oh well, him and Baker got bad blood because of what Kareem's dad said, like. I mean, come on, man. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they are closer than what I think, but like I said, I just feel like in that situation, like Kareem definitely had nothing to do with that. Like all the way had nothing to do. That was straight up Kareem's dad that said that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it was like that. You know what I mean? But like I said, they could be closer than what I think. You know what I mean? I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not in the family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like family business is family business. So it is what it is. But I don't know. I think it's absurd that you would even say like, oh well, we need to get rid of Kareem. I mean, he's hurt or something. Even like any of that. Like, come on, man. When he come back, but he did look like he got a little hurt in that All Star Celebrity game. Um, I was watching. I was like, what the fuck? Somebody ran into his knee or something like that. And I was like, you need to get your ass up out of the air. But, festivities, you want to have them tell them have fun. I mean, Miles was running into fucking people. He was running into that long jumper. I mean, he did have some nice dunks, though. But, you know what I'm saying, represent. But at the same time, I was like, motherfucker, you over here jumping around, running like this is not, football. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is basketball, bro. Running, you too big for that shit. Knocking professional athletes over. You gotta be careful. All right, so yeah, man. Like, I mean, Kareem's not on. Like, we already got him signed up. Anyway. But like I said, like with the whole Dearness thing, they're talking about sign Dearness and get rid of Kareem. Like, whoever said that idea, I mean, not like that was some very good brainstorming at the writing table. I would say that much. And you know what? Like, speaking on that type of shit, back with Juice and Jarvis, you know what the fuck I get tired of? Is just everybody fucking running their mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all motherfuckers need to stop, shut the fuck up, and quit making up shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially that bitch Marla. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck you always making some crazy ass accusation or and then whenever y'all ever notice that, like, is that whenever she wanna, the more crazy her fucking questions are, she start laughing and giggling and laughing all hard and shit. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, and then we trying to get y'all to like get the players to laugh and shit. Like, that shit ain't fucking funny. Like, what the fuck wrong with your ass? You crazy as hell. Like, ain't nobody trying to deal with this shit. You actually, you lucky I'm on fucking camera, cause I'll straight up dog you if we was off. But you know what I'm saying? Your crazy ass. Always want to ask some fucking crazy and start like, like, isn't it crazy? What? Like, bitch. Like, if you don't get the fuck up out of, man. Shoot, I thought Mary was bad, but you know what? Like, you could deal with that, cause it's like Mary, she just be kind of having the shit. She been kind of like picking and choosing. She be trying to hit you with that like motherfucking like boxer jab shit. Like, she be trying to get you lured in. Like, oh, I'm comfortable, cool, I trust her. And then she hit you with the, like, boom. But she kind of like warns you. Like, she do kind of try to like ease off when she knows like, damn, this is a tough question. Let me be nice. You know what I'm saying? So she has like a fine balance, but sometimes she do be like trying to stir some shit. I be seeing, but Marla for real, like her shit, her shit coming, because it's like the more ridiculous her fucking question is, she start laughing and giggling, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, get your fucking corny ass. Like, if you don't go to Chipotle or Starbucks, like, go somewhere and be great. You know what I mean? Because this shit is not great. Anywho, all right. Speaking on Chris Kiffin coming back. I mean, what the fuck was that all about? I want to know. I mean, because first and foremost, I heard that he was kind of like throwing Jade, like he was upset about his role in that he had with the team and stuff. And I mean, if they worked it out, then like, kudos to Joe Woods and the whole team. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get, bring the band back together. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Otis back in the group. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, um, like, what the fuck was that about? You know what I'm saying? You over here, oh, I'm about to join my brother and shit, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, well, I'm not about to join my brother. Like, you got salty because you wasn't gonna get the high position that you thought you was gonna get with your brother, or what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? That was like the school was just like, fuck no, y'all ain't about to be running our school together, like getting both checks off of us and shit. Or was it like you really wanted to come back? You need to speak on that shit because you straight up try to lead the band. Now, like I said, there was some disputes, some differences. I mean, I guess the family business is family business, but shit, I want to fucking know. And y'all need to fucking hit me up and let me know. Shit, I don't know. I don't know how y'all can get to me, man, honestly. But get a fucking burner account and let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, I know Browns. And then I'll be like, all right. And then we conversate. So, all right, that. Cause I ain't paying for no fucking insider shit. I don't give a damn. Like I like the shit. I like the content. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta be out my mind. You gotta pay, have me pay, so you can get a piece of my mind. But nonetheless, hey, you know this shit's for free. Like I said, I do this shit for fun, and I appreciate all the lines that be publishing that be kind of similar to my thoughts. But I don't know. I mean, shadow ban, whatever. I don't care. Like it is what it is. Maybe one day it'll change. Who knows? That's up to the Most High because He in control. So it is what it is. All right, and talking about last but not least, you got the vets, Malik Jackson. And then, yeah, definitely sign him if you can. I don't know what it's going to cost. I mean, he's older, but I definitely think you need to keep him because, like I mentioned before, my theory as far as, like, with these D tackles, especially that position, not D end, D tackles. I'm talking about D tackles, y'all. Um, it takes him a lot longer to flourish. So like even with Togiai, like he had a pretty decent season, but you know we expect more from him because I expect more from him just because I know that it takes time for them to get adjusted to the game and the different nuances that you may face than opposed to when you were like in college. Like it's really a different game because everybody's more technical and more technique savvy. Like all these coaches are good, you know, not just a few of them. As far, especially offensive line, like that's a hard position to coach. You know what I mean? So let alone, you know what I mean, you get in the NFL and it's like, you know, you facing pretty decent coaches all the time, even though we got the best one. But nonetheless, like, I mean, there's pretty damn good coaches out there. I mean, there's a lot of good offensive line. The Ravens always, to me, had a pretty good offensive line. I mean, even Steelers, if you want to talk about it, I know they went through offense coordinator changes. They probably should bring back Todd Haley. Who knows? But especially, what's his name? Ben Roethlisberger ain't there no more. But I think they ain't have no beef. I don't know why fucking they fired Todd Haley or whatever. But I guess he was an asshole. Oh well. I mean, he was with us. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, MJ Stewart definitely need to try to sign him back, but it seemed like his post, like he was kind of like, yeah, I'm good, Cleveland, I'm out of here. Like I did my thing, and now I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, drop the mic and walk in the, you know what I'm saying, in the beach light. You know what I'm saying. He might be going to Miami. Who knows? You know what I mean? Shit, I would go to Miami. Shit, I'll go to fucking Jacksonville. I'll go to goddamn Orlando if they had the team. They don't. But you know what I'm saying? Like I love Florida. I love palm trees. That's my shit. But maybe one day. So yeah, man, I don't know. And then last but not least, what I want to end it on is that I talked with an expert first and foremost. I spoke with a real expert, and we was having a conversation. And flat out, I mean, just to make a long story short, because I don't want to keep y'all on very longer. It was about who do we select as receiver, and right now I have played Garrett Wilson first, and I played Drake London, and we have made a consensus that what is better for the team is that we draft Drake London, but my heart still cannot let Garrett Wilson go. But I will say this, we have to draft Drake London. Drake London is top on my board now. He's better for Baker, which means he's better for the team, especially if I'm committing to Baker. You need to go ahead and draft Drake London. It's just, I mean, he wants it. He's a dog. I don't really see the ankle being an issue, being that he's such a baller. I think he will fit in with the locker room. He'll be that extra energy that we need. Then we got Juice on top of that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think he's a Brown for real. Drake London is definitely a Brown, but I feel I would be salty if we don't get him. And then as far as Garrett Wilson, like the reason why I feel like I don't want to let him go first and foremost is because like I don't want to be that franchise that like look at him and Ravens, Steelers, or even the fucking Bengals. Oh my gosh, if the Bengals do it, get him and he's tearing us up, and it's like You see, why don't you keep him in house? Why don't you keep him in house? Especially because he came back to Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that shit. He came back to Ohio because he know what this shit means. Like he knows what the fucking it means, and I feel like he would know what it means to be a Cleveland Browns or even a Bengal. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what side he deals with because it's Columbus is right, pretty much in the middle. But most people side with the Browns, like just because like Cleveland is, Cavs and all that. Like Cincinnati only got the football team, and I think they got like maybe some I don't know soccer. No, that's Columbus, and then fucking baseball. Oh yeah, the Reds. I got a Reds hat right in front of me, but yeah. So yeah, definitely. Um, about that. So yeah, as far as like that go, like we have to get them both, but we have to get Drake London. If anything, it's definitely Drake London or bust, especially because I feel like Garrett Wilson reminds me so much of O. They try to say CD Lamb, but if Garrett was maybe 6'2", then I could probably be like, all right, but it's just the smoothness of Garrett Wilson. It remind me of O, and it just like I'm worried that it may not work right away. Who knows? I don't know. If I mean, obviously you got to talk to Baker, but I really feel like Drake London is better for Baker. Garrett Wilson, they might be close, they might be cool and all that. That's why I say get them both if you can. Like, why not? Why not take this slam dunk? Why not have fucking Cleveland set up on fire? You know, I mean, not like in a bad way, but like we'll lose our shit. If I know I'll lose my shit if we end up walking away with both of those guys. Like, oh my gosh, like I know they're young. I know it's like a shot in the dark. You really don't know what they're gonna pan out to be. But if you want this team, like I said, you gotta get Drake London first. And with Garrett Wilson, you cannot be that franchise that let this kid from Ohio just fucking destroy you every time y'all play him. Like, I mean, because I think he can be that. It's just he just doesn't have the burners, or maybe he doesn't have somebody said field vision to really be like the get out of town type dude. But so I mean, if that's what you're looking for exactly, I mean, you hoping Schwartz will show up for that eventually, and maybe Garrett Wilson because he's improved every year. So I mean, I would assume that his speed gets faster. We have to see what he runs in the 40. I mean, if he's still under like a 4.4 or maybe even a 4.3, then obviously straight line speed. I'm bugging, but we'll see. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it. Wanted to give y'all a big, nice, long video. The Real Uncensored Browns fan piece.